from individual user mistakes, we're moving into kind of systemic clarity here. So Washington's trying to clean up the regulatory mess with the Clarity Act that's coming out. Mondo, but do you think this is really clarity, or do you think it's just a new set of problems?
Give me more context. What is the clarity?
So the Clarity Act is a bill that just passed the House, and it's really shifting crypto power from the SEC to the CFTC. Okay, but when you're thinking from the SEC is your stocks, right? CFTC, it's actually not the Federal Trade Commission, but it is actually the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So it's basically another segment of the Trading Commission. But basically, what they're there for is just to make sure that customers are safe-ish with their crypto. That's basically what they're saying. Versus the SEC has historically been very stringent in the rules, right? Lately, it's been loosening up, but this is like pushing it over into kind of next level where it could be Wild Wild West again.
It is clear as mud water. It's like it's still the dust is settling, but it's still like it's like when you see maybe dust already on the floor, right? But it's still like very blurry, and I think that they are just fighting a little bit. Like, okay, and now the good news is that it's like they are not saying that it's poison rat, right? Poison rat square.
One step at a time.
Yes, so we are and basically use money for like drugs or paying drugs or whatever, right? Legal illicit things, right? So the narrative has changed. Now it's like they are fighting who's like, well, maybe your organization or my government institution should handle that. So I feel that in the next, it's just about time to that it happens, that they might settle, and it will hopefully will give clarity. But right now, no.
It's really funny how they chose the name the Clarity Act because it's like, what are you guys doing again? Like, really, when we're talking about this, we're just like, we're right through it. It's kind of like, I'm not sure. But you know what? Here's one thing that I also just kind of what Mondo was alluding to is like, okay, they're making an effort to try and clear things up here, right? This was actually one of the first things that they started working on, like right after they started reopening the government again from the shutdown. So they got this out there as soon as they could. They got some initial votes in, and and as soon as it fully opens up, this is going to be one of the big things that they're pushing for. One of the things that that I have heard that really is going to be part of this that will make a difference is, and it kind of goes along with the whole thing that Jack Dorsey is doing with Block, is that they're right now, whenever you sell Bitcoin, you got to pay taxes on it, like your capital gains taxes if you've held it for a long time.
And it's a nightmare, like accounting, keeping track on like, oh, I got a freaking coffee in like Starbucks. Now I have to pay capital gains on that, whatever, $10.
So apparently in this Clarity Act, they're going to make an exception for a certain amount. I'm not sure what that amount is yet, but it should be amounts that lets you purchase things like daily type of things, right? And not have to report the taxes on it. So there's going to be some type of an exemption there for a certain amount. I know like in some of the things, like whenever you're paying your lawn care people or like a maid or something like that, if it adds up to over $300, you're supposed to report it and all that. Some of that has been scaled back as well. It's going to be kind of something similar. So maybe it's in that $300 range. It might be in that $1,000 range. I'm not sure, but that's what they're saying. So that way you could go out, buy your lunch, and not have to write down on your ledger, the taxes that you owe from spending your crypto to do that. So that's, I think, one of the key things that a lot of people are pretty excited about. Hopefully that level is a little bit higher, because then it becomes a lot easier. Like people that are using the Block app, those merchants, they don't have to worry about having to give people, I don't know, some like a 1099 or something when they purchase something from the store. Like it's just kind of like, it'll be kind of weird. So hopefully all of this is coming together all at the right time. So it really does make it a lot easier. People don't have to really worry about it or think about it too hard whenever they're trying to use their crypto just on day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. The other thing that this the Clarity Act is also trying to define what is a digital asset, which is strange to me because I mean, even the word is so generic, but they're trying to also define the bill like is this as a digital commodity, which I can see how they're trying to peg it because that has been some of the narrative that even Sailor has been trying to push on the digital, like digital gold, but now it's Bitcoin, right? So uh, we'll see. I think that I'm optimistic that, and I'm happy that the government is honoring their word, right? Because that was kind of this administration, kind of the part of their campaign. It was like the Bitcoiners and the crypto bros, right? So I
Mhm.
feel that they are pushing it through, so which is great.
Yeah, yeah, definitely good. So digital commodity, it'll be treated just like gold or oil or any other commodity that is traded out there versus the real stringent, the Gensler era crackdown on crypto, right? With the SEC, that's those days are gone. So it's really good. All while they're doing this, they are there's a new nominee for the CFTC, Mike Selig. He's going to be heading for a confirmation hearing for that. So
Who do you think
he,
that? What do you think that Gensler was very against it? Like, who do you think that was
I
behind
think someone
that?
had photos of him doing something.
This is in the Epstein list or whatever.
Yeah, maybe he got his hands on one of those Neo robots before everyone else did. I don't know. So
Yeah.
someone
But
had
but
photos of him.
I
No, actually, I have no clue because he did all those early. What was it? Was it MIT?
yeah, he
Uh,
was
the
actually.
MIT
I don't want to
professor.
say that he was not pushing it through, but he was like
He was like a
receptive to.
proponent. He was a
Yep.
champion,
Yep.
for it.
And
So
suddenly,
it was
boom.
very odd how it just kind of flipped on that.
And
So
the other thing is
pretty
like
interesting.
um, like maybe it might be totally political, right? So because it's strange that that's and even everybody was asking him like why you cannot define these, right? And he will not say an answer, right? So uh, but yeah, I'm glad that that season is over. It
Yeah,
was so
exactly.
irritated and frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But it's almost like we had to go through that to get where we are now, right?
Hmm.
So I think this Clarity Act is going to bring a lot of clarity and bring a lot of momentum into the space. So that's definitely good news here.